Krishna was trying to provoke रुक्मिणी मैया so that she can become angry. तो इसका हिंदी में ट्रांसलेशन किया गया है अम, प्रणय प्रणय कलह. प्रणय कलह मीन्स loving arguments. कलह मीन्स argument, fight, and प्रणय मीन्स loving. So जिस प्रकार का रसास्वादन होता है माधुर्य रस बिटवीन हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ, तो उसके हिसाब से. बट इसमें क्या डिफरेंस है? व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन लव बिटवीन कृष्णा एंड रुक्मिणी एंड लव बिटवीन कृष्णा एंड श्रीमती राधा रानी? डू यू नो द आंसर? You can guess, or whatever is your understanding you can share.
Yes, was actually in between Krishna and Radharani. I mean, that is between lovers, and here it is husband and wife. I think divine love. I think.
See, the difference is Rukmini Maiya's love for Krishna is माधुर्य रस with awe and reverence. उसमें ऐश्वर्य भाव का मिश्रण रहता है. And Radha Rani's love for Krishna is माधुर्य रस with sweetness. उसमें awe and reverence नहीं होता है. So that is the main difference. So इसको और कैसे समझे in simple language? Rukmini Maiya's love is love in Vaikuntha Jagat, and Radharani's love is love in Golok Vrindavan. So which is the topmost? Like Arjuna. अर्जुना भी कृष्ण का फ्रेंड है, एंड सुदामा, श्रीधामा, मधुमंगल, ये भी कृष्ण के फ्रेंड है. अर्जुना, उद्धवा, ये और क्या नाम है इनका, अम, सुदामा, ये लोग कृष्ण के फ्रेंड द्वारका में है इन ऐश्वर्य भाव. साक्षरस और ऐश्वर्य कंबाइंड है. एंड सुबला, श्रीधामा, मधुमंगल, दे आर कृष्णा's फ्रेंड इन कंप्लीट माधुर्य भाव. देर इज नो ऐश्वर्य मिक्सड इन दैट. सो दैट्स द मेन डिफरेंस. साख्य, वात्सल्य, इस तरह से आप कंपेयर कर सकते हो. सो इसमें स्वीटनेस थोड़ा कम होता है. दैट्स व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल कि रुक्मिणी मैया या जो भगवान की 16,108 रानियां हैं द्वारका में, दे आर ऑल लविंग हिम विथ ऑ एंड रेवरेंस. तो उसमें जो मधुरिमा है वो थोड़ी कम है. एंड इन गोलोक वृंदावन ऑल कृष्णास 108 gopis and more than that, they all love him with without any awe and reverence. So that is the topmost love. So we were discussing that how Krishna, he spoke a lot of things, and finally what happened? Rukmini Maiya, she went into ecstasy, Mahabhav, and she collapsed. यहाँ पे लिखा है देखो. She fell down straight like a banana tree cut down by a whirlwind. तो वो पूरी तरह से unconscious हो गई. She lost her consciousness. Then what happened? Krishna understood कि रुक्मिणी मैया could not take it up in the jokingly spirit. तो कृष्णा ने उनको उठाया, उनको embrace किया, and then he pacified her. After that, Krishna will start speaking. So what I will do is, so uh, you can read two paragraphs, and then I will read two paragraphs. Meanwhile, if more devotees join, they can also participate. So from here you can read. Let me zoom in. Yes, yes, you can read from here.
The Supreme Personality is very expert in putting a thing reasonably for one's understanding, and thus he tried to retract all that he said before. He is the only resort for all the devotees, and so he knows very well how to satisfy his pure devotees. Krishna understood that Rukmini could not follow the statements which he had made in joking way. To counteract her confusion, he again began to speak as follows. My dear daughter of King Vidarbha, my dear Rukmini, please do not misunderstand me. Don't be unkind unto me like this. I know you are sincerely and seriously attached to me. You are my eternal companion. The words which have affected you so much are not factual. I wanted to irritate you a bit, and I was expecting you to make counter answers um, for those joking words. Unfortunately, you have taken them seriously. I'm very sorry for it. I expected that your red lips would tremble in anger on. ऑन के बाद प्रभु जी स्क्रॉल करेंगे. On my hearing my statement, and you would chastise me in many words, O perfection of love. I have never expected that your condition would be like this. I expected that you would put your blinking eyes upon me in retaliation, and uh, in that way, I would be able to see your beautiful face in that angry mode. Prabhuji, actually, I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, Prabhuji, it is seen that in ISKCON that we very much focus upon preaching. Like since beginning, Srila Prabhupada ji means he told to chant 16 rounds. But in other sampradayas, we see that they more focus on bhajan, like they chant 64 rounds and so on. So why is that so? Like if someone wants to join ISKCON and want to do only bhajan, so is it not possible, or what is the reason behind that?
Yes, so just give me a minute, I will answer. हरे कृष्णा, सॉरी, वन डिवोटी वाज जा रहे थे वो घर, उनको बात करना था मुझसे. um so Prabhu, actually, if we are doing only bhajan, and वो भजन को पचाने के लिए सेवा करना बहुत जरूरी है. अगर हम सेवा नहीं कर रहे हैं, सिर्फ भजन कर रहे हैं, तो क्या होगा? उस समय के बाद भजन भी बंद हो जाएगा. बिकॉज we are not at that level कि we can only survive in Krishna consciousness by doing 64 rounds or by reading Prabhupada books 2-3 hours every day. हमारा वो स्तर अभी तक आया नहीं है. So for that we need some physical engagement. Our eyes needs engagement. Our ears need engagement. Similarly, our skin, touch needs engagement. Right? Nose need engagement. All our senses, eyes, ears, genitals, all need engagement. Right? So that's why when we transcend these bodily conditionings, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, then at that level we can only absorb in Krishna and Krishna holy name, Krishna Katha. But till that time we reach that stage, the best way to absorb is through physical service, physical and active services. So that will keep us engaged 24 by 7 in Krishna consciousness. So when Radha Maharaj was asked who is the best best Bhajananandi, so Maharaj said best Bhajananandi is one who preaches Krishna consciousness. So क्योंकि भजनानंदी और गोष्ठानंदी में क्या अंतर है? बाकी संप्रदाय में क्या होता है? दे फोकस लॉट ऑफ एम्फेसिस ऑन साधना. उससे क्या हो रहा है? यू आर गोइंग बैक टू गॉडेड. बट व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स हु आर सफरिंग इन खराड़ी, फॉर एग्जांपल, हु आर सफरिंग इन बिलासपुर, हु आर सफरिंग इन कोटा, in Bangalore, or wherever we are? What about them? So for them, they have to come down to the Kanishta platform or Madhyama platform and share the message of Krishna consciousness. As simple as that. If we don't do that, then our bhajan also will get affected by the circumstances. So there is a statement. Prabhupada says uh, the best form of attack is defense. So how do we defend from Maya and all these material problems? By preaching Krishna consciousness. So when you preach Krishna consciousness, when we distribute Krishna consciousness, we should be having full faith. कोई devotee नहीं भी बनेगा. One person will become devotee. Who's that? The mind. हमारा अपना मन. We we will become devotee surely, and our path back home, back to Godhead will be more and more clear. So the preacher always gets lot of mercy. Otherwise, it's very difficult. And Krishna says himself in Bhagavad Gita 18.69, one who gives, one who shares this knowledge to my devotees, he is most dear to me. So if we want to attract Krishna's attention, then we need to involve in preaching Krishna consciousness. And this is our movement, Sankirtan movement. Lord Chaitanya empowered Haridas Thakur, Nityananda to go out and preach and distribute the holy names. Prabhupada empowered all of us to distribute the holy names in the form of Nagar Sankirtan, in the form of book distribution. So in this way, we can follow in the parampara of Gaur Nitai. But there is no other alternative than preaching Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, it's very difficult to survive as a devotee.
And Prabhuji, one more
Especially,
question I had
yeah,
कि
go ahead.
हाँ, जैसे कि प्रभु जी हम देखते हैं कि कभी कभी जो नए साधक होते हैं भक्ति में तो उनका मतलब उतना अच्छा प्रीचिंग नहीं होता है तो कभी कभी प्रचार में जैसे पतन भी हो जाता है जैसे कि कोई अद्वैतवादी आया उनको परास्त कर दिया वो कन्विंस करके उनको ले गया या फिर वो किसी अपोजिट जेंडर से अट्रैक्ट हो गए तो पतन हो गया तो
Yes,
प्रीचिंग के समय ये सभी देखा जाता है तो फिर मतलब इसके लिए फिर क्या करें मतलब
right.
शुड वी लिमिट आवर प्रीचिंग और व्हाट शुड वी डू इन दिस
Yes,
कंडीशन
yes. Who is this devotee? The demigod of mind. आपका नाम बताइए. So actually, uh, uh, before we go out for preaching, so we have to first back up ourselves. Oh, Manish Prabhu, welcome. Hare Krishna. See, हम लोग preaching का we have in Pune. Radhesham Prabhu has given very clear formula. Morning 8 hours or morning time for sadhana, for our own Krishna consciousness. Daytime for our college studies, for our um, job activities, and night time is for preaching. In the evening we conduct programs. We call the boys. We take classes. So उसके पहले बिफोर प्रीचिंग हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? मॉर्निंग में हम लोग साधना कर रहे हैं, राइट? हम लोग हमारा चैंटिंग कर रहे हैं और मंगल आरती कर रहे हैं, and we are reading Prabhupada book, we are hearing Prabhupada lecture. Daytime we are focusing on our work, on our duties, and in the mind we are thinking आज हमने क्या सुना, आज हमने क्या पढ़ा. And then in the evening we go out and preach. तो उससे क्या होता है? He has lot of information with him to share with the person, and accordingly वो उनको preach करेगा, तो he will be saved from getting carried away. Why the person gets carried away? Again, तो उसका रीजन क्या है? उसका जो connectivity है with the Guru Parampara has become very weak, has become very poor. That's why he is not able to safeguard his own Krishna consciousness. When he come across a Mayavadi, or he come across a Brahmavadi or Brahmakumari, so many are there in Pune, in Bilaspur, in your uh, uh, local area. You will find so many people. So, but if he is fixed up in his own sadhana bhakti, then he can easily safeguard himself, and he can also bring that person to Krishna consciousness. तो वो इजीली पॉसिबल है. उसके लिए क्या करना होगा? हमें हमारा साधना ठीक प्रकार से करना होगा. Okay, so devotees are joining in, so we'll continue with our reading. So Manish Prabhu, welcome for our evening book reading session, and we are reading from Krishna book, volume 2, on the chapter entitled Krishna and Rukmini's talks. तो यहाँ पर उसका talks between Krishna and Rukmini. So right now we are in the middle of the chapter where Krishna is pacifying Rukmini Maya, and after that Rukmini Maya will start speaking. So what we'll do is now I will read two paragraphs, and after me you can read two paragraphs. So so we are here. So before you joined, we were discussing that Krishna he spoke a lot of joking words to Rukmini Maya, and she could not take it. She fell unconscious. And then Krishna thought ki now I should pacify her. So he starts speaking um, some kind words to pacify the mind of Rukmini Devi. And he says ki whatever I spoke to you, I just wanted to see your angry face. But उसका कुछ उल्टा ही असर हो गया. And Rukmini Maya, she just collapsed. So now we'll see ahead what Krishna speaks further. My dear beautiful wife, you know that we are householders. We are always busy in many household affairs. So we long for a time that we can enjoy some joking words between us. That is our ultimate game in household life. Actually, the householders work very hard day and night, but all fatigue of the day's labor becomes minimized as soon as they meet husband and wife together and enjoy life in many ways. Lord Krishna wanted to exhibit himself just as an ordinary householder who delights himself by exchanging joking words with his wife. He therefore repeatedly requested Rukmini not to take those words very seriously. In this way, when Lord Krishna pacified Rukmini by his sweet words, she could understand that was what was formerly spoken by him was not actually meant, but was spoken to evoke some joking pleasure between themselves. She was therefore pacified by hearing the words of Krishna. Gradually, she was freed from all fearfulness of separation from him, and she began to look on his face very cheerfully with her naturally smiling face. Before we read ahead, if we see the life of oh sorry sorry uh, uh, I was not sharing my screen. Sorry. So so I read till here. We have to start from here now. If we see the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada writes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had joked with her wife only once in the whole episode of his 12 years of Grasta Ashram. Only once he had joked indirectly with his wife. He was very, very serious, very serious. And when the time came at the age of 24, he left her wife, he left his wife who was 16 years old. And he left wife and the widowed mother. And there was a servant at home, Ishan. So he used to take care of all this services. But Mahaprabhu was very serious that he had come for a purpose to give the holy names, take sannyas, and distribute the holy name in in every town and village. And Prabhupada also, Prabhupada said to his father that I don't like my wife. I am thinking of marrying a second time. And Prabhupada's father, Gaur Mohan, pure devotee of Krishna, what he told? He said, "Oh, it's very good that you are not liking your wife, and afterwards she will become the cause of your detachment from your household life. So it's a sign of good fortune." और वैसा ही हुआ. When the time came, Prabhupada asked his wife, "Do you want tea or me?" And the wife, she said, "I will love tea." And Prabhupada left the house and he took to Vanprastha and then he became sannyasi. And now we have this movement. So, so that's why um, we have to understand every character which is there in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Prabhupada Leela, they have been given special service. अगर वो उनके वाइफ ने ऐसा नहीं बोला होता कि मुझे चाय चाहिए तो प्रभुपाद जी शायद उस समय घर नहीं छोड़ते फिर इस्कॉन की स्थापना कैसे होती? राइट, रामायण ऑल्सो वी सी द लाइफ ऑफ दशरथ महाराज एंड कैकेयी, द वाइफ ऑफ द फेवरेट वाइफ ऑफ दशरथ, एंड कैकेयी asked, if you want to please me, make my son Bharat the king of Ayodhya, and yes, and you should send Ramchandra to Vana, to forest for 14 years. अगर उन्होंने वो वरदान नहीं मांगा होता तो फिर जो आगे की लीला है, रावण को वध और वो सब कैसे होता? राइट, सो मेनी इंसिडेंट्स आर देयर, वी कैन टेल। हमको लग सकता है कि अरे देखो, बिकॉज ऑफ कई भगवान राम को वनवास हो गया, बट लॉर्ड हैज टू मेक समवन इंस्ट्रूमेंट, न तो वो कार्य कैसे होगा? सो सो व्हाई आई एम टेलिंग दिस पास्ट टाइम, लॉर्ड वांट्स टू डू समथिंग टू समवन, he has many reasons. Now he is trying to um, pacify Rukmini Maya, and the glories of Rukmini will come out now. So here is his own way of glorifying his devotees, which we may not be able to understand always. So that's the point I was trying to make through all these examples. We can have so many examples like this in our own Krishna consciousness. Okay, we'll go for next 5-10 minutes and we'll stop. She said, माय डियर लॉर्ड, माय डियर, सो यहाँ पर रुक्मिणी मैया अभी भगवान को आंसर दे रही है। माय डियर लोटस आइड लॉर्ड, योर स्टेटमेंट that we are not a fit combination is completely right. It is not possible for me to come to an equal level with you because you are the reservoir of all qualities, the unlimited supreme personality of Godhead. How can I be a fit? How can I be a fit match for you? There is no possibility of comparison with you, who are the master of all greatness, controller of the three qualities, and the object of worship for great demigods like Brahma and Shiva. As far as I am concerned, I am a production of three modes of material nature. The three modes of material nature are impediments towards the progressive advancement of devotion service. When and where can I be a fit match for you? My dear husband, you have rightly said also that being afraid of the kings, you have taken shelter in the water of the sea. But who is the king of this material world? I do not think that the so-called royal families are kings of material world. The kings of material world are the three modes of material nature. Wow. They are actually the controllers of this material world. You are situated in the core of everyone's heart, where you remain completely aloof from the touch of the three modes of material nature. And there is not doubt about it. So Rukmini Maya is telling that all these kings and leaders and householders and everyone, all of us, we are under the modes of material nature. Like Brahma, Brahma is in the mode of passion. Shiva, mode of ignorance. Vishnu, mode of goodness. Right? When I'm telling Brahma is in mode of passion, it doesn't mean कि वो रजोगुणी स्वभाव के है. He is the superintendent of the mode of passion. That's what we try to understand. Lord Shiva is not in mode of ignorance. Lord Shiva is the superintendent in charge of the mode of ignorance. Kali also. Similarly, Vishnu is the superintendent mode of in charge for goodness. So like that we have to understand. And these three modes are making everyone dance like a puppet. All of us, whether we are in any ashram or we are in any of the varnas, or whether we are student, whether we are teacher or employee, whatever. This is applicable to all of us, each one of us. That we need to understand. And she's telling that Krishna, you remain always completely aloof from the touch of these three modes of material nature. And there is no doubt about it. आप हमेशा इन 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 तीन गुणों से परे रहते हो, इसलिए भगवान का एक नाम क्या है? त्रिगुणातीत, मीन्स ट्रांसेंडेंटल टू थ्री मोड्स ऑफ मटेरियल नेचर। तो भगवान हमेशा ट्रांसेंडेंटल रहते हैं, उनके ऊपर इन गुणों का असर नहीं होता। Okay, we'll go ahead. I think we can finish this chapter in next 5 minutes. Um, Manish Prabhu, if you are able to see my screen, can you read next two paragraphs?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to Prabhuji. Definitely, I would read. And
Done,
please
Pranam.
pardon me for the background music. So, yeah, should I read?
Yes, please continue.
You say you always maintain enmity with the worldly kings, but who are the worldly kings? I think the worldly kings are the senses. They are most formidable and they control everyone. Certainly, you maintain enmity with these material senses. You are never under the control of the senses. Rather, you are the controller of the senses. Rishikesha, my dear Lord, you have said that you are bereft of all royal powers. And that is also correct. Not only you are bereft of material world supremacy, but I can't see that. But Prabhuji, there is something which is yeah. But even your servants, those who have some attachment to your lotus feet, also give up the material world supremacy because they consider the material position to be the darkest reason which checks the process of spiritual. The talks between Krishna and Rukmini enlightenment. You Your servants do not like material supremacy, so what to speak of you? My dear Lord, your statement that you do not act as an ordinary person with a particular aim in life is also perfectly correct. Even your great devotees and servants, known as great sages and saintly persons, remain in such a state that no one can. They are considered by the human society to be crazy and mixed. The name of the
Your voice is not audible. Can you repeat once again?
yeah, probability it might be a network problem.
Haribol, your voice is not coming.
Oh, how can they understand your message all
No, still it's not coming. So I will read for you the remaining paragraph. So Rukmini Maya is telling, even your great devotees and servants, known as great sages and saintly persons, remain in such a state that no one can get any clue to the aim of their lives. They are considered by the human society to be crazy and cynical. Their aim of life remains a mystery to the common human being. The lowest of the mankind can know neither you nor your servants. A contaminated human being cannot even imagine the pastimes of you and your devotees, O unlimited one. When the activities and endeavors of your devotees remain a mystery to the common human being, how can they understand your motive and endeavor? All kinds of energies and opulences are engaged in your service, but still they are resting at your shelter. So Prabhupada is telling here, Rukmini Maya is telling here that Krishna, you are the source of everything. Govinda Madi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. And Krishna is also the source of knowledge, intelligence, and forgetfulness. ददामि बुद्धि योगम तम ये नमाम उपयांति ते. और एक श्लोक क्या आता है, ममई वांशो जीव लोक जीवभूत सनातन. uh, one more shloka is there, 15.15, where Krishna says that I only provide remembrance, I provide knowledge, and I provide forgetfulness. So Krishna, all kinds of energies, whether it is um, what is that? Um, whether it is Tatastha Shakti or Parashakti, Aparashakti, all are Krishna's energies. They are under Krishna's control. योग माया, महामाया, सब कुछ भगवान के अंतर्गत है. So like that, we have to understand. They are all resting at Krishna's beck and call. Okay. So last paragraph. Uh, so Aditya Prabhu, you can read this paragraph and we'll stop for today.
You have described yourself as penniless, but this condition is not poverty, since there is nothing in existence but yourself. You do not require to possess anything, you yourself are everything. Unlike others, you do not require to purchase anything extraneously. With you, all contrary things can be adjusted because you are absolute. You do not possess anything, but no one is richer than you. In the material world, no one can be rich without possessing. Since your lordship is absolute, you can adjust the contradiction of possessing nothing, but at the same time be the richest. In the Vedas, it is stated that although you have no material and legs, you accept everything which is offered in devotion by the devotees. You have no material eyes and ears, but still you can see everything everywhere and you can hear everything everywhere. Although you do not possess anything, the great demigods who accept prayers and worship from others come and worship you to solicit your mercy. How can you be categorized among the poor? My,
I think we don't have sufficient time to read this paragraph. So let's read from here tomorrow. Because I think a few more paragraphs are remaining. But tomorrow we'll finish this chapter and then we can start with the next chapter. Yes.
yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you for joining. And before the class, we had some other discussion, but it was important. And I was telling